Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I'm a little bit late to the party. Out of the middle of nowhere, we've had breaking news all over WWE this week, basically changing matchups. We've got new tag team champions heading into Survivor Series. Last night, we got a new WWE champion going into it. I thought that they would wait until this week's edition of Raw or SmackDown to play off on who the last member of Team SmackDown was going to be. Honestly, if you were to ask me yesterday, I sort of thought that they would have some sort of a takeover angle on Monday Night Raw, and the person that would join the Survivor Series in the last spot would be somebody that was switching brands, somebody just jumping ship who maybe felt left out because of the fact they didn't get put on the Survivor Series team. I didn't really have somebody in mind, but I thought that it definitely could have given somebody a push in order to join the team, but. I understand that, they don't have John Cena to show up on Raw or SmackDown. He's probably off making a movie or doing something in his other life outside of wrestling. But we've known that the plan was for John Cena to be part of Survivor Series. We've all seen the pay-per-view poster, which to me, honestly, didn't make a lot of sense that it would get released so late. It almost looked like it was the perfect DVD cover. But the plan was for John Cena to be the special guest referee between Jinder Mahal and Brock Lesnar. Now with the match changing, and now being Brock Lesnar versus AJ, John Cena has been moved into the spot where he's going to be wrestling in the 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series. John Cena, originally being a member of the SmackDown team, him joining the team with Shane McMahon, does make a lot of sense, even though he is basically a free agent, free to move wherever he needs to. I think the only thing that he's done on Monday Night Raw was the angle with Roman Reigns. So I'm not quite sure if that's the payoff of why John Cena became a free agent, being able to move back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. I think that a lot of it just had to do with not knowing where he was going to be, when he was going to be available, and just knowing when they could use him, that they could. Matters if it was, if Raw is on the East Coast and he's filming a movie on the East Coast, it's easy to just plug him in on Raw. If SmackDown's over there, just put him on SmackDown. John Cena's a star. People are going to feel I think their money's worth every time they get to see him, knowing that he is probably the biggest star there is in professional wrestling right now. I still really feel that the payoff for Survivor Series is going to be Kurt Angle blowing it for Team Raw, whether that's him taking the loss, or whether that's Jason Jordan turning on his dad, or just him falling on his face and his team breaking down. I mean, he put Finn Balor and Samoa Joe on the team while they were in a fight with each other. Braun Strowman, since, becoming onto the scene, is a guy that hasn't really got along with anybody. And Jason Jordan is just really a reach. I mean, he is a blue chip prospect that could turn into a future champion in WWE, but he's easily a guy that could trip and fall, and next thing you know, we haven't seen him on TV in 2 months and we never hear from him again. When you look over at the SmackDown team, obviously it's 5 baby faces. You've got Shane, you've got John, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Nakamura. Obviously, these guys are all going to get along. There's just a common goal of SmackDown winning this thing. So I still really feel like SmackDown is going to be winning this match. It's just, when you look at that SmackDown team, maybe Bobby Roode gets knocked off, maybe Nakamura gets knocked off, but it's going to take a lot to figure out how you're going to eliminate Shane, Cena, and Orton to beat that team. So we'll see what goes down at Survivor Series. John Cena coming on the scene. Who would have thought this would have happened?